And of course, the reality is that this is all just a labor wage arbitration opportunity by American companies and by Indian consultancies who can make billions of dollars off of this. The largest sponsors of H-1B visas are companies that are simply reselling the labor. These are the Indian consultancies. They bring in an Indian, they sell them to an American company for X dollars, X number of dollars an hour, and they recoup a fraction of that expense. And you do that hundreds of thousands of times, and you get to make a good income. Look at the incomes of these companies. This guy writes, Trump just obliterated, this is on Friday when the proclamation was first made, Trump just obliterated several multi-billion-dollar Indian staffing companies. Many H-1B workers are hired via IT consulting and contracting companies, not directly by businesses. And these companies have big market caps. Cognizant, 34 billion. Infosys, 70 billion. Tata Consulting, 130 billion. Can I ask why America needs there to exist companies with billion-dollar market caps, sometimes triple-digit billion-dollar market caps, for the purpose of importing labor to undercut American workers? Why do we even allow this to exist? It's representative of the scale of the problem. These consultancies represent 70% of H-1Bs, and they are used de facto fraud to bring workers in with a title that isn't really what they do. This is very common. This is a good illustration. Many of the credentials, the resumes, the academics of these H-1Bs are completely fraudulent. For example, Cognizant secures an H-1B contract for a software engineer, but the guy they bring in only knows SQL. Folks, I could teach you basic SQL in a day. The customs service worker reviewing the petition doesn't know anything about IT. SQL sounds fancy to him, so he approves it. And then the employees rent it out to corporations as a contract database administrator for 6 to 12 months at a time. This is a job that any American could be taught to do in a week-long boot camp. Cognizant takes a tiny percentage of every hour the employer works, and over 3 to 6 years, H-1B is good for 3 years and renewable for another 3. The 10 grand Cognizant spent to get the H-1B paid off, plus profit, while the employee's working a $70,000 job that hundreds of thousands of Americans could do. It's a low-margin business model that relies on volume to be profitable, and the theoretical $100,000 a year fee would wipe out those margins. That's why it was so powerful, so important, and so compelling.